Hello and welcome to episode 101 of Your Ultimate Comeback. It came out clean that time.
Yes, it did.
Yeah, it took me a few takes on that one. Hey, today we are excited. We have a guest with us, Mr. Tony Everett. He's a mindset coach, works with executives, CEOs, athletes. I've done some work with him. He's come out and spoke to a few of my kids' teams. Excited to have him on the episode. His information is pretty epic, I think, and I've seen it have a positive impact in my life, my kids' lives. So, Tony, welcome to the show.
It's great to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
You're welcome.
And he's got a cool voice, so
I
that
know.
helps.
That's everybody's favorite part.
Yeah.
I'm actually not from England.
You're
I
not?
just put it on.
I love that.
Where are you from?
I'm from England. Originally.
It's like, whoa, I've been telling everybody you're from England.
Yeah.
It's
From,
just
from Cambridge.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Cambridge. I've never been there.
School place.
I've heard that.
Full of really intelligent people, which is why I left.
Oh.
Left or got kicked out?
Got kicked out.
Love it.
Yeah. So, hey, excited to have you here. Excited to kind of do a little deep dive in your mindset stuff. Is that how you describe what you do?
Yeah.
That's how I would tell people
Yeah.
what you do.
That's what I do.
Like leadership coach, mindset
Yeah.
coach.
Leadership, mindset coach, yeah.
Okay.
I'm actually now just starting to transition to being known as the confidence coach. And the weird thing about me saying that is it scares me every time I go public with it.
Love it, though.
Right.
Well, because you better be hella confident.
I know.
then.
Yeah, it's brand new this week. It's just like, hey, I'm the confidence
You
coach.
heard it here first, folks.
Oh, I like that. That has a good ring to it.
It does.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times people are like, well, what's a mindset coach do? Well, they give you confidence, they help with confidence and all that stuff.
That seems pretty self-explanatory to me, but
Yeah.
I'm sure we're going to hear
Straight
about
to the
what
point.
he is. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's start there. What is confidence?
Great question. Well, that's the great thing about this, right? People think that it's a feeling or a mood. I've got to feel confident before I actually do something. And they've got it backwards. Confidence comes from action. You've got to step in and act, and confidence comes from that. Because confidence comes on the back end of competence. But to get competence, you've got to move, right? You've got to actually do something.
Yeah. Where do people struggle the most with confidence? Is it that, like just misunderstanding what it is?
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
And there are blockers that certainly get in the way. Perfectionism, an overactive inner critic. That's my one. Then just the fear of fear, right? They're just terrified all of the time. The worriers, the natural worriers. And then you've got this bit of a gap between your ability. So it's a skills gap, as it were. But that's going to happen because you got to start somewhere, right? And starting, you're not going to have confidence because
It's scary.
right.
Something new.
And so you've got to work through that to get to the end part of it.
Gotcha. So when you're coaching people on confidence, what are some of the strategies you give them?
First of all, we got to understand that inner critic. What's going on what's going on the inside?
Yeah.
What are some of the things that get in the way? And understanding you've got to see that, notice it before you can move on. Because what happens, right? The brain is wired for survival. It keeps us safe.
That. You were just saying that last week.
Yeah, that's it. It is. It's our number one job is to keep us alive. And so it does that by keeping us in our comfort zone and keeping us safe, keeping us doing what we always do. But to step outside of that, right, to do something new, you go through this little fear zone. And the fear zone is all up in the mind. And it's going to say to you, don't do it. You can't do that. You can't be here. You can't do this. Coming on this podcast, this is a great example, right? I've never done this before in a studio. Really? Yeah, I've never done it in a studio before. And so putting headphones on, I'm sitting here going, oh God, am I going to muck this up? That's my inner critic. But it's then seeing it, noticing it, right? I can see it, I notice it, and then I name it. Oh, there's that not good enough story again. It's coming back. I hear you. Thank you for trying to protect me. But one of my values is growth, so I'm going to step into this anyway.
Love that.
Yeah. Values. How does that play into it?
So
That's a new twist.
The values gives you a compass in life, right? So one of the issues with confidence is people set goals and they don't always achieve them. And so if you don't achieve your goal, then there's a gap between who you think you are, right, and who you actually are. And people play a lot in that going, well, I'm not good enough, right? But values keeps you on track, keeps you a compass. So if my value is growth and perseverance and service, I can lean on those values to step me beyond the fear zone, that little monkey in my mind that says, this is scary, don't do it. My values, I go, no, I'm going to attach myself to that value, and it keeps me going through the fear zone. That's why.
Yeah. When you spoke to my daughter's volleyball club, we're in this realm of topic. You said something that I thought was really interesting. I see this be a big issue, was fear of alienation from the tribe.
Yeah.
Like that's one of those things, like when we're talking survival mode, that one I was like, whoa, there needs to be a lot more emphasis on that. Like embarrassment, judgment, being alienated or, excluded from the tribe. How does that play into it?
It's huge. So I was at Mater Dei high school girls soccer team today. I did the same presentation to them. And I talked to them, why is it that in a classroom situation, people don't put their hands up and answer questions? And it's, well, people might think I'm dumb. I might give the wrong answer. People might judge me for what I'm saying. And therefore, I'm going to stay in my comfort zone. And I'm not going to put my hand up and I'm not going to say anything. Because as soon as we get kicked out of our little tribe, the fight, flight, or freeze system comes into place. And the brain literally will look at that and go, that might kill you. Because back in the day when we were in tribes, it would have killed you. And we haven't lost that. That's still in there.
Yeah.
And so we don't want to be alienated, and we don't want to be alone, and we don't want to be pushed out. So we do everything that we can to fit in. And that's one of the big problems with kids today, especially with social media.
Yeah.
They do everything they can to fit in, which is actually holding them back. I love to say this to kids. It's actually holding you back from standing out. And as an athlete, we want outstanding athletes.
Yeah. I hear our high school coaches talk about that a lot. That's a big struggle they have, is the kids are so afraid to do anything that separates them from the group or makes them stand out from the group, that they'll hold themselves back. I even talked to some strength coaches that work with a lot of high school athletes where they'll see that is a kid who's better than the other ones he's training with will actually hold themselves back in those trainings to make sure that he doesn't make the other kids look bad or more superior. They see a lot of that.
Yeah. And that actually happens in family dynamics as well, by the way. So a kid could be great, the better kid in sports, for instance, right? But the parents will say, you don't want to outshine your younger sister because you're going to make her feel bad or whatever. And so they actually diminish their light, as it were, to make sure they don't outshine their siblings.
Interesting. Versus finding something the sibling is great at. And
Yeah. Because we want everyone on an even playing field, right?
Yeah.
No one can stand out in that situation. It's weird.
Interesting. What are some? So I see a lot of people struggle with confidence when they're like getting in front of a speaking engagement or a presentation at work or before a game. Are there any quick tools you could share that people could use to help breed a little more confidence before they put themselves out there?
Well, a lot of it is you got to practice the tools first, obviously, because you can't just step in and go, oh, magically confidence is here. But a lot of it is taking that first deep breath, right? Tuning into the body and where it's at. So that first deep breath will regulate the nervous system. You obviously know about all of that. And so we've got to regulate that through a breath. But then it's actually, again, tapping into the value of why you are there. Why does this speaking gig, why does this soccer game, why does this match, what is it? Why is that important to you? And what we try and do, we've been taught to do, is push the negative emotions away, like fear. Don't want fear, so let's push it away. When really, what is fear there trying to do?
Protect you.
Protect you. So instead of actually pushing it away like an enemy, we want to actually accept it and embrace it and sit with it. And then when we embrace it and accept it and give it space and room, we allow it to be in our body and tell us, hey, I just want to protect you and this sounds dangerous. Attach your value to it. This is why this is not dangerous. I allow you to be here, fear, right? And be part of this. And fear is a great emotion to tap into because it makes you stronger, faster, and more focused. Because that's what fear is all about.
Yeah, they talk about the feeling of the nerves and like the nauseousness and how people like want to push it away, but you actually got to tap into it because that's your body trying to step up to be great.
Yep.
I love that.
Yeah. But people aren't taught how to do that, right? So they're told nerves are not a good thing, anxiety is not a good thing. Now, we don't want to live in it, because if we live in it, it will cause all sorts of problems. But when it comes up, we want to notice it, name it, tap into it, and say, thank you for being here, because you're going to make me better today because of this.
When you say name it, what do you mean? Like, give me an example. Like, let's say I'm going into, we'll use sports because that's easy. I'm about to play in a football game. The nerves are there. I'm feeling nauseous. I'm kind of scared. Part of me is saying, like, maybe I should fake an injury. I got to check out. I can't handle it. I mean, all this, you go through all that stuff. I don't have what it takes. I'm going to screw things up today.
Yeah. So you notice the thought, you notice the sensation in your body, and then you name it as part of the story that's been there before. Oh, this is that not good enough story.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Right, which has been protecting me all of these years. So what story is it? I can't do it. I'm not good enough. Whatever story that is, name it into that story. And then by naming it into that story, that's what gives it the space and allows it to live in there. Oh, cool. This is excellent. You're here. Thank you.
Yeah.
You could go as far as naming it. I've actually named my inner critic and I call it Ivan.
Oh, right? I like that.
Yeah, my name is Ivan and I can sense when he's up and I'm like, okay, Ivan, I hear you. Thank you for being here today.
The inner critic is very loud. That is for sure. I have a question. I love speaking.
Yes, she does.
I was the one that got poor citizenship grades in school all the time. Couldn't shut me up. And now
Still
it's
can't.
true. Still cannot. Hijacked his podcast. And
welcome to the Raquel show.
yeah. Well, I haven't said much yet. Have you noticed? I've been very demure. But I teach fitness classes and yoga classes, and I love that. And even if I go to a new place, I don't really get nervous. I just kind of, so I wonder why that is.
It's a good question. And
it's not that I don't have an inner critic. Right. I really do.
Yeah.
But not around that for some reason.
So some people can step into that naturally, right? You've got to figure out what is your comfort zone. And if that stepping on stage is your comfort zone, then that could be it. I would challenge you and say, are there any sensations in there? Because there's going to be some.
For sure. If I am at a new location, a new spot that they don't know me, then I really I can feel that adrenaline.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, I'm going to show you. You're looking at me like you're not getting what you paid for. You just wait.
So, and that's it. So you've got to ask then, what is that sensation trying to tell you?
So maybe that is fear.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it could be a subtle form of it. Because this inner mind, I call it the monkey mind.
Absolutely.
It is sneaky and crafty and comes in all sorts of different ways to get you off track or to get you back into your comfort zone.
Sure.
And so sometimes we go, I don't feel that. But if we were to actually sit with it a little while, then it would be there. And we could then say, what are you trying to tell me? And typically, when you look at sports or speaking, it's typically telling you this is important, don't screw it up. Because if you screw it up, you could lose your job, you lose your career, lose your sporting. And so what I want to do, what I want you to do is I want you to know that this is important, don't screw it up. So maybe we go back to our comfort zone and don't give it our all, right? That's one way that happens. Another way that happens, fight, flight, or freeze, remember?
Right.
So your situation in a public speaking thing, you don't think you're going to get your money's worth. I'm going to show you.
Right.
Then that's you stepping into fight rather than flight.
Interesting. Okay.
It goes both ways.
Sure,
right?
sure.
I see soccer players and they say, I don't ever play well until I'm angry.
I need to ask about that. My daughter.
Ooh, I can't wait.
Yeah. My daughter plays beach volleyball for Cal Poly, San Luis Obispo. And they're in their off season, but they're doing preseason things. So they were in Manhattan Beach over the weekend. And she went to this next level where I was telling Brad, I was texting with him, some of the things that came out of her mouth were, serve me again, that kind of thing, and just get that shit out of here. It was insane. And she was playing out of her mind. And my husband, who had played in college as well, it said, this is what she needs to tap in every single time.
You guys named it something.
The Tabby, tough ass bitch.
Yeah,
tough ass bitch. And she, but she said, wish that I didn't have to be angry to play well.
Right.
I wish that I could just be chill and play well.
Yeah.
And Brad says, that's not possible. So what do you think about that?
So what that's doing, that's tapping into, again, fight, flight, or freeze. So that's bringing in the power and energy of fear. Ultimately, it's fear, right? Ultimately, it's that fight. So it's more powerful, it's faster, and it's more focused.
Oh, okay.
Right? And so that's what she's doing and passing it. The problem is with that, it can also narrow your focus so you don't play as well in general.
Oh.
So it's not always a good place to be.
Okay.
Right? Because sometimes you just lose so there are two voices in our head. There's more than that, but there's two voices in our head, right? There's more than that. But two main voices that I talk about is that inner monkey. That's the one that's trying to get you back into your comfort zone.
Okay.
And we either fight or flight. So flight is get back into your comfort zone. I'm done. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to step into that situation. Fight is, okay, I'm going to get angry and I'm going to play, right? There is another voice in there that's much quieter, much calmer, much more sensible, and that's the professor. The professor.
That's what they call her coach.
Yeah.
That's his nickname. That's so wild.
Right. So the professor is your prefrontal cortex. And that's the one that actually can tap into your full potential, right? Your everything, because it goes back to your training. So all of the technique, all of the tactic, all of that, that's in the professor, not the monkey.
Oh, interesting.
Right. And so what we want them to do is we want them to work together, in fact, right? Which is why values are important, because now that heightens the voice of the professor and kind of quietens the monkey and brings them back online. Values will give you that, right? And so some people say, I can only play well if I'm angry.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily true. Right? It's this idea that that's the belief I've got. And so because I've got that belief, I'm going to step into it every time. Oh, and I didn't play well today because I wasn't angry enough. And it's another good way, monkey, to get you into your comfort zone and come up with a reason why you didn't play well. Well, it was because of that. Right? And then it's not you anymore. It's this thing that you've named. But what we want to do is can we get her to play that position with not necessarily the anger, but with that energy.
Okay.
Intensity.
I view it as intensity versus anger.
Okay.
Yeah. If it's intensity, then that's where we want it. Can we do it without
and maybe I misspoke.
Well, can we do it without all of the bravado? Right?
Okay.
Because it's in there, so it doesn't need to come out as bravado. In fact, I would say real confidence isn't your loud shouting bravado. That's actually more fear.
Oh.
I would say confidence is the quiet whisper that just says, I got this. Okay. Look at the great players. Look at Lionel Messi when he steps onto the field. That man is unstoppable. But he's very quiet and humble in the same process.
But he's got a very intense look in his eye when he's playing.
He has, right? But he's quiet when he does it. He doesn't need to be all of the show.
Yeah.
Most of the greats don't really need all of the show.
Yeah.
Right? They can just step on there and say, I trust myself. But I think that confidence, the best definition of confidence is an act of trust and reliance.
In oneself?
In oneself. Okay. An act of trust and reliance. It's when you step onto that field of play, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, and you go, I believe in myself. And that is just a quiet whisper that you can now step in and harness the energy of that inner monkey and bring the professor online, so you're doing both.
So you're trying to sort of have a dance of sorts with the two.
Yeah, absolutely.
So is there a way that you have told, athletes, or you do tell athletes to kind of tap into that? Because you can see complacency when they're on the court.
Yeah.
And that's when things tend to not do well.
What is complacency?
Is that fear as well?
Yeah.
Oh, everything's fear.
So the brain, not necessarily, it doesn't have to be fear, but it's the brain is a reason-making machine.
Like why you're going to do poorly?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so if I'm playing complacent, right, that means I don't want to step into my brilliance, because if I step into my brilliance and make a mistake, then it's my mistake.
Oh, interesting.
But if I'm stepping back and not giving my all, then I've got an excuse.
Yeah. I see that a lot.
Yeah.
So I see it in people's eyes.
Yeah. Do you?
Yeah. I can use my son's little 10-year-old football team. Like, I have one coach ask, like, what are you seeing today? As the boys are warming up. Because I can see it in their eyes. Like, if they're scared,
hungry,
complacent, unsure, they start like pulling back. And you just see it in their eyes. But then there's some days where like something triggers them and boom, none of our kids are like, they don't talk trash. They don't scream and holler. It's just this look of intensity. Like, and I've seen it in athletes when I'm competing, like, I was like, oh shit, they have the look. Like,
Eye of the tiger.
Yeah. It's like, I'm going to have to kill this dude to beat him type of a feeling. Like, and they don't say much. They don't talk shit, but it's like, oh God, I'm in for it today. And like, and
you can see it.
Yeah.
The scared, the ones that are holding back, their eyes are a little bit wider and they're kind of looking at that deer in a headlight. Oh dear.
And
right? Which then turns up in their stance and their physicality. You can see shoulders drop, head drop a little bit. They might not even look at you in the eye. Whereas if they're confident, pupils are a little bit more narrowed. They look you straight in the eye and go, bring it.
That's the look. It's like, oh God, like I'm in for it. This is going to be a rough one.
This is going to hurt.
This is going to hurt. That's a better way to put it. And you can even see it, like the look then transitions into like they're a little slower off the line, or they're not hitting quite as hard, or like you can just see it, and then their mannerisms, their actions, like it's really obvious to me now. As obviously with this group of boys, I've been around them for 3 years now, so I can see it, and I can like, oh man.
I have one more question before we move on from this point. So the tabby, the tough ass bitch, is okay to have. But you want to have that in conjunction with the professor. Okay.
So it doesn't need to be a big bravado.
Okay.
Right. And that's just her releasing the energy.
Right.
Right. But again, can she actually harness that energy to step up a notch again? Internalize it and recognize that it's there. Oh, here comes Tabby again. I see her. It's my superpower.
Right.
I'm going to lock into that.
Okay. I like
and
that.
I'm going to go with the value of whatever her top values are. Right, which then will bring in the professor to kind of bring in line and keep her focused on her technique. Because that's the problem, when you lose it and get angry, you lose your technique. If you watch football players, especially rugby players, soccer players, you'll see them hit a ball or step into a challenge or do something you're like, yeah, that's just all, that's all fear or bravado or, it's that overexpression of self, and they've lost the technique. That means the professor's offline.
Okay. So you need both. That's so valuable.
I like that.
Yeah.
Another thing I want to talk with you about, which is my favorite thing that I've learned from you, that my kids have learned from you. Everyone is afraid to make a mistake.
Yes.
And when a mistake happens, that's when things can unravel. And you have taught my kids this like failure reset in the middle, in the heat of competition, that I would love for you to talk about and share, because that has been a game changer for my children. I wish I would have had it back when I played, because I see it a lot, right? It's like one of the very first plays early on. If this goes well, everything's going to go well. If this goes bad, everything's going to go bad. And you see people unravel in that realm based off of the first mistake. And so I want to share the story, because you taught my son and his football team this, and my son, like, that was the thing when you talked to him. I spent a lot of time, like, we put together we went through the paperwork you gave, the whole process. We had it all laid out. And the very first game, the very first play, huge mistake.
This is after he had spoken.
This was after. He had spoke to our kids. It was before this game. He had spoke to our kids. He gave us a sheet, like a process worksheet. So Gavin had his whole failure reset laid out, what he was going to do. And I mean, the very first play of the game, huge mistake, like huge. And I see it happen, and I just screamed reset. And I watched him do his action and go back to the huddle, and then he freaking tore it up.
Love it.
Like I don't want to know what would have happened. Normally, because he was so afraid to make mistakes prior to that. Like, I think that would have unraveled him. But so I watched it firsthand with a young little mind work insanely well, who was so afraid of making mistakes. So talk about that.
Thank you. That's really good. That lights my heart up, because that's awesome to see and hear that someone's doing it and making it happen. And it's people are doing it all over the place, especially at the higher levels. We're just not teaching the young kids this. And it is the most simple process, because what happens, we make a mistake, the mind naturally clings to that mistake. See, I told you so. The inner critic is there going, see, you're crap, right? Told you you'd muck this up straight off the bat, bam. Well, we need to interrupt that flow really, really quickly. And so the first way we interrupt it is through a breath. You got to, again, regulate the nervous system and blow that out. And then there is a physical reset. So it's got to be something physical, like shake your hands out. My daughter does this all the time on the soccer field. She physically shakes her hands out. You can pull your socks up. You can fix your cap. Girls can fix the ponytail, whatever it is.
So you have to choose that and know that that's the reset.
That's yours. It's
Okay,
your
got it.
personal, whichever one works for you. Baseball players fix their gloves.
Got it.
That was Gavin's choice. Is he just tugs on both gloves.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's a physical reset, right? And that physical reset tells the body, done, gone.
Moving on.
And then there is the mental reset, which is you've got to come up with what we call a power statement. So it could be next play, what's next, I got this, whatever fits you, it's an actual statement that you make. So it's a simple process, right? Breathe, physical, mental, bam, reset.
Yeah.
And you can let it go that quickly. Because the research is out there on this. When you feel an emotion, so when you make a mistake, the emotion is dread, fear, regret, whatever that emotion is when you make that mistake, the chemical of that reaction will flow through your body in 90 seconds, right? So cortisol, dopamine, all of that stuff has gone within 90 seconds. What brings it back is us replaying that mistake. And that's what happens with youth athletes, especially something like football, where they now make a mistake. Now they've got time to rehuddle, reset, figure out. So that whole couple of minutes while they're doing all of that, in that kid's mind is replaying that last play. So they've lost the ability to focus on the next play. And so the next play will go as poorly as the first one and then vroom, downhill. But if you can interrupt that piece right there and go, okay, bam, breathe, physical, mental reset. Now I'm focused on what's important now, right? My kids, my soccer team keep telling me this, Coach Tony, win, because I keep telling them what's important now. It's a simple acronym that I heard a little while ago, and I'm like, I love that acronym. That's great. So what's important now? Let's win today, right?
Yeah.
But win is set up differently because it's now all about the reset, not the game.
Yeah, it's cool. I made him kind of do the process.
Yeah.
So he told me what it was going to be.
Yeah.
So it was the deep breath, tug his gloves. He says, next play out loud, run back to the huddle. And it's over.
Brilliant.
And it worked so well. I was like, oh my God. Yeah.
Well, because they can sense, the other team can sense, okay, well, this one just screwed up, so we're going to focus on this one. That's what happens with my daughter.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
When someone makes a mistake, it's like, oh, we're serving her again.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we're talking about a little boy, like last season, every game, like he's out there for the kickoff, lifts his helmet, pukes. Like he was that nervous, and it took me forever to get him to label it. I'm like, are you afraid of getting hurt? No. What's making you throw up? I'm worried I'm going to drop a pass.
Yeah.
I'm worried I'm going to make a mistake. I'm worried I'm going to get yelled at. I'm like, well, who yells at you? Well, no one. Well, then why are you worried about it? Well, they might.
Yeah, and it's just that. So to the mind though, to the chimp in there, that is real stuff.
Yeah.
The anticipation of the might, right, is enough to trip them completely into this craziness of having to throw up.
Yeah. I mean, he hasn't done it once this year, but every game last year, like I literally. They're about to kick the ball off, and you see my son lift his helmet and puke, put it down, and go. One time he had his mouthpiece in, and this puke. I'm like, bro, you gotta spit that thing out before you're gonna puke.
Oh my God.
Dude, I'd love to have seen that.
Oh my gosh, it was so bad. It was so bad. But so that has been like, I think that's one of the, because it's so simple to apply.
It is,
but so powerful.
Yeah, and no one is teaching these kids that stuff.
No,
just watch any game. And watch a kid make a mistake. A couple of things will happen when a kid makes a mistake. The coach will yell at them, right?
Yeah.
Or yank them out of the game. Their teammates will yell at them, right?
Yeah.
Or just ignore them, which can be just as bad,
Yeah.
right? And then you see their shoulders drop. Now, they will continue to replay that mistake constantly, right? And so the power of yelling reset actually helps the kid go, oh, that's done. Okay. Because this is the thing. Mistakes are normal. They're human.
100%.
And when I hear coaches yell at their kids for making a mistake, I'm like, okay, you go out there and play a perfect game then. Show me your perfect game.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, we even had conversations. It was so deep in there. Like, he was worried that his teammates weren't going to like him. I'm like, okay, well, so-and-so made this big mistake last game. Do you not like him now? Well, no. Do you think any differently of him now? No. Do you trust him still? Yes. And you don't think they look at you the same way?
He just wants to show up and be successful for his team.
Yeah.
I mean, that's actually very sweet.
Yeah, but it was more of this fear of disappointing everyone.
Right.
Like, that was his biggest, deepest fear.
Yeah.
Like, and it plays into the whole tribe thing.
Not in the fact that you make him walk home after
Yeah.
the game.
That doesn't help. But reasoning with it's not going to work because it's not.
Yeah. Your reset was 10 times as powerful.
Because it's not the logical brain that's reasoning that. It's the monkey mind, the emotional piece that's going, yeah, but I know all of that logically, but my monkey mind is sitting in there going, yeah, but they won't like you anymore.
Yeah, that's not. Your dad's lying to you. That's not true.
They're just going to hate you for dropping the ball, and you're going to look stupid, and you're going to look dumb. This is the whispers that are coming up.
Yeah.
Right? And I see it in lots of athletes. And I watch them, this is weird, I watch them sabotage themselves. And the best things I see I coach a lot of soccer. So I'll see a forward, right? And they've got fear around shooting, scoring, and stuff like that. If the goal is right in front of them, they will touch the ball away from goal as their first touch. And they touch it away from goal because now the monkey mind has whispered, well, you're facing the wrong way. You can't take a shot, which means you can't miss. See how it protects us?
Yeah.
See how crafty it is?
Yeah.
There was someone a while ago through one-on-one with a goalkeeper, one touch, could have just slid it past the goalkeeper. No. 2 touch, 3 touch. Then they can't miss because the keepers come out to them and close them down.
Right.
The brain was going, keep touching it, keep touching it, keep touching it. It's weird how all of this shows up.
Yeah.
Crazy. So I try and catch it in myself. I'm like, oh, that's an interesting one. I've not seen that one before.
Yeah. Well, I've talked about this before on this podcast that I thought this stuff was dumb. I thought this stuff means you're weak. Like,
which stuff? The reset type things?
No, the mindset stuff in general.
Really?
Most athletes, when they're younger, agree with me.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
They think this is dumb. No, but I mean, you tell them to go practice for 6 hours straight and go work super hard. They'll go do that and they buy into that. But you ask them to start focusing on this stuff and they're like, this is stupid. This is dumb. I don't need this.
Yeah.
Even if I introduced them to my daughter's club volleyball team and told them, like, the difference maker and one of my pro golfers that, won him $4 million was his mindset coach having a whole system set up for a super high intense situation. And they still, I could see half their faces be like, this is dumb. I don't need this. Right? Like, at the highest levels, this is where they spend most money. But at the lower levels, we kind of think this is dumb. You run into that a lot.
All the time. Yes.
Yeah.
And that is the biggest obstacle for me getting new clients, right? Because they're going, yeah, my kid doesn't need it.
Yeah, that's dumb.
And
You just suck it up.
I know. And I look at them and I'm like, oh, your kid needs it. I just want to play. And the problem is,
but what kid doesn't need it, really?
And
or
here's
adult?
the thing, what parent doesn't need it as well? Because parents also feed into this stuff, which is also important to understand.
Yes.
So when I actually work with students, I work with the student athlete and the parent because it's important that the parent understands, your mindset is also showing up when your kid is playing.
Yeah.
Is that the parents that are coaching from the sidelines, you mean?
You don't have to be a coach on the sideline, as in you don't have to be they're the bonkers ones. Yes, I get that.
Yeah.
But a parent so I'm introducing this now as well, and there's a new book out there called The Gap and the Gain, right? And I'm reading it and I'm like, I love this. Why haven't I been introduced to this before? Because as parents, we see them where we want them to be. That's our expectation of them, right? And so we create a gap from where they are to where we want them to be. And we focus on this. Well, you're not doing this.
Yes.
You didn't score today. You didn't, right? And the kid feels that, right? And so then they show up, not confident, not engaged, all of that good stuff. Whereas if we actually look at them where they are and then go back to where they came from, but just 6 months ago, you were here. Your son, just a year ago, you were throwing up before everything. Now look at where you are.
Yeah.
You're playing out there and you're resetting. That then fills the kid with confidence, so they are much more likely to act, which is much more likely to grow confidence even more, right? Confidence comes in action. Action in stressful moments. The mindset is that whole idea is your relationship with tough situations. And so if I can step into tough situations and grow my confidence and act anyway, then I'll just get better and better and better and better and better.
Yeah. I like that. I love this stuff. I didn't start learning this stuff till way too late in life. I wish I would have learned this so much earlier. And I try to tell people all the time, like, this is the thing of all the things that I wish I would have spent more time on when I was young.
Yep.
Because it would have had a complete different outcome in my life had I just done this when I was young.
Yeah, I know. Me too.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you. I love this whole psychology thing. And when I moved over here in 2000, I was like, oh, I'll go to Saddleback and get a psychology degree thing, certificate program. And so I signed up for it. I turned up. This is the first time I've said this publicly. I've turned up to the door of this classroom. I put my hand to the door handle, thought for a second, pulled my hand away, and walked away because I couldn't go into that classroom. That's how much fear I had around learning classroom stuff like that. So I then took a different route and I just educated myself, reading books, studying, looking at research. And I found that for me, that was it.
Better path.
It met my comfort zone.
Sure. No, but I mean, that's not for everybody, though.
Yeah. But if I would have known this back then, if I'd have known what I'd have known now, I would have stepped into that class and gone for it.
Yeah.
And I think, where would I be right now if I'd have done that?
Yeah, but there's got to be a bad part about that.
I'm focusing on the gap.
Yeah, I was just going to say, we're not, who do you speak to mostly, primarily? Who are most of your clients?
Students, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Athletes, student athletes.
Student athletes is where it's at. Yes. I like to say it doesn't have to be in the athletic arena. It could be just students.
Sure. Students
go into the classroom. My daughter, oldest one, doesn't do well at school. She struggles. She's a ABC student, really. And she has to work really, really hard. And she winds herself up so much when it's test time or when there's whatever's going on. And so part of my job is to sit there and just, hey, what do you notice? What are you saying? Name it. Let's go again. Breathe through it. Reset. Let's step into that.
Now, does she listen to that, or is that she annoyed that it's dad telling her?
A little bit of both. Yeah, a little bit of both. But she does listen to it. Yeah, she does pick it up. Yeah, that's great. Yeah,
and of the students and the student athletes that you speak to, is it what ages primarily?
Well,
from
10 on upwards.
Okay.
Wednesday. What day is it today? Friday. Thursday night. I was at a American Ultimate Ninja gym.
Oh, wow.
And they were, cool. 8, 9, and 10-year-olds.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And some older teenagers in the higher brackets. But it was so much fun. I had a great time working. And I was talking to them about the reset, right? And how that's especially for them, because the next obstacle has to have their entire focus. Mm-hmm. And if they're still looking at what just happened on that last one, they're just gonna go down spiral quickly. Yeah. And the fact of good mistakes versus bad mistakes.
Oh, explain that.
Yeah, bad mistakes comes from fear and hesitation. Mm-hmm. So bad mistakes is I don't want to lose. I'm playing not to lose. Right, that's a bad mistake. So you're just hesitant and fearful. A good mistake is with a powerful, positive, confident intention, a bold intention set to it. So I'm going to step into this I'm going to give it my full effort and my best effort. So a football player is, I'm going to snap this and I'm going to ping this however far, right? I'm going to give it my best effort. If I miss the target, that was a good mistake. What can I learn from that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
So it was a good talk. But these little 9-year-olds. So 8 and 9 and up to 18, 19. Okay. I'm actually talking to one 20-year-old baseball player as well.
Oh,
so,
wow.
Yeah, that old.
And so you do teams. I'm like, my gears are going, like, we need to get him up to Poly. Do you do Zoom ones as well? Oh, you do?
Yeah, most of my one-on-ones is Zoom.
Okay.
I can do group presentations on Zoom, but if I'm going to Cal Poly, I'm going to Cal Poly.
Okay.
I love that place.
Yeah. All right. It's a beautiful campus.
My wife went.
Really?
So, yeah.
How neat.
Yeah. So she would say, no, we're driving up there.
I love.
Yeah.
Okay, now we have a connection for sure. Okay, and Todd Rogers, who is the beach coach, his nickname was a professor when he played.
So there you go.
Yeah, this is kismet.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. So.
So,
Yeah,
so what did you do with Brad? That's what I want to hear. Tell us all the magic you did with Brad.
Good question. What did I do, Brad?
Wave the magic wand.
So I have hired Tony to coach me before with like business stuff.
How did you meet him? Firstly?
Driven leadership.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
You told me.
From
Okay,
Eric,
so
we had
you
the
work
show.
with them as
From
well.
Eric, yeah.
Yeah, Tony and I both did some work with them.
Okay.
And we just kind of hit it off. We were kind of came in as coaches together. And you want to hear a funny story?
Yes, I do. You better believe it.
This is the. I can share this, right?
Yeah.
Remember what we had to do?
Now you have to. You have to.
Yeah. So when we both were wanting to work with Bold and that company, Driven Leadership, you don't just get hired. You have to go through a process to make sure you have what it takes to be able to.
Like hazing?
Not really hazing, just like you.
It's an experiential process. Is the best way to put it.
Okay.
You have to be comfortable with the uncomfortable. That's what we're teaching people, and it's beautiful. But one of the processes they put us through was there was three of us, Dean.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so there's three of us. They got this pile of clothes from like a secondhand store, and they threw it. And then okay, your first process is who can make these the dirtiest, most wore out looking clothes
We
ever.
had to be. We had, and the thing was who can look more like a homeless person than anyone.
Yeah, that was the goal.
That was the goal.
And so like so we get our outfit, we take it outside. I'm rubbing them against tires.
Wait, where are you at this point?
We were at their
Newport.
house. Yeah, we were at their house in
We're in
Newport.
So you had clothing that they had given you, or you had your own?
They put a pile of clothes from secondhand store.
Yeah.
Like,
got it.
your job is to who can look
more homeless.
the most
Disheveled,
homeless.
yeah.
Yeah, so like
And the funny thing is, we really became competitive, Brad and I, in that moment. And I'm looking at him going, there's no way he's beating me.
I literally remember like rubbing the shirt against the car tires.
Yeah.
Like it was
God.
And so we had 30 minutes to do it. We meet in the middle and we are disheveled. Like bad.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, great. Now the second part of the process, we are going to take you to Fashion Island.
No.
And for the next 2 hours, you have these 3 questions you have to walk up and randomly ask people.
Yep.
You cannot ask for money, like none of those things.
You ask for money.
Right? Like,
we had to start up a conversation.
Yeah, you said it like so. You kind of walk in a fine line because that's not allowed there. So like, if security asks, you have to tell them what you do. Like, you can't get arrested.
You can't get arrested.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm like, oh, okay, and we have to have
Holy
proof
crap.
that we asked these questions. We have
how
to
did
have
you do that?
actual answers from people.
Yeah.
So
And
how did you prove that though?
Just give them the answers of
What
from
people-
the people
yeah.
said.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Scout's honor.
Yeah.
kind of
pretty
thing.
much Scout's
Okay,
honor.
Okay.
But you have to stay there for 2 hours.
Yeah.
And you cannot just sit. You have to walk around. You have to engage. And they were there, like watching us. You don't know. They said they were. I'm sure they were, but I never saw them. But I never experienced anything like it.
No.
Wow.
So I look like a full-on bum. So does Tony, walking around Fashion Island, which is the super high-end outdoor mall, trying to communicate with people.
Yeah.
I remember one woman pushing her kid, sees me, and like turns and like goes the other way. I had money. I walked into Starbucks and they're like, I was going to get a coffee. And they're like, you can't be here.
Wow.
I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Well, we don't give free coffee. I'm like, I have money. I'm going to buy a coffee. And they're like, oh, okay, well, you can buy your coffee and you have to leave.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, it was crazy how poorly I got treated and how poorly he got treated. But for 2 hours, we had to go through that.
So what types of questions did you, when you spoke to someone, if someone would engage with you, what did you say?
I don't remember.
I can't remember the
I don't remember the
questions.
questions. They're pretty deep questions about happiness and things like that. But here's the funniest part of the night. I don't know if I've ever shared this with you. I'm walking by one of the restaurants at the outdoor patio.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of it. It's one of
True
the
Foods?
No, it's actually not on the side. It's inside the. It's been there forever. But anyways, I hear my name get called.
No.
And I turn around, and it's my client Art and his wife Lindsay.
No.
And I'm like, hey, come here. And I walk over, And they just started talking to me.
Didn't even blink.
Didn't like question anything about me.
Wow.
And they're just talking, we're talking, and I'm like, aren't you going to ask me why I look like this? And they're like, well, yeah, we thought it was kind of weird, but yeah, why you look like that? And so I told them the story. I'm like,
were you
oh my
allowed to tell
gosh.
people the story?
No, you were not allowed to
couldn't.
tell them.
Okay.
Yeah, like no. With them, I was able to.
Okay.
Oh, maybe I didn't tell them till the next day.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I don't think we were allowed to tell them. But we had this whole long conversation about everything. I walked away. I think it was the next day where I was like,
okay. Wow.
didn't you want to know why I looked how I looked?
Yeah. 2 hours.
That was a crazy. Yeah, that's how we met. This is us.
awesome.
Yeah, that was the
meeting
first
and
time we had
connecting
hung out.
and- yeah.
And just been super tight ever since.
You know,
Yeah.
you kind of create a bond in that situation.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that.
It was terrifying.
Well, and like
Terrifying.
the moral to the story was the reality. I'm the same person.
Right.
But how judged I was
course.
because of how I looked.
course.
Like people would ignore me. They would
It's like trading
despise
places.
me.
It's
Don't
trading
talk to
places.
me.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it was like, and so the whole time I'm like, no, you don't understand. I'm me. Like I'm just dressed like that. Like it was so weird. Like, and I've learned what I learned about myself through all that was how much I judge off first impressions.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
I still go back to Fashion Island and have PTSD at that place.
Yeah.
I still turn up and I'm like, I hate this place. But yeah, it's a really cool lesson. And it's from lessons like that we do and I do what I'm doing because I know what goes on in those moments.
Yeah.
Because I was me, but man, I was not me. I was terrified.
Yeah. I was embarrassed. I was like, wait a minute, I am still me. Yeah. But I was being perceived so differently that
Should
it was
have walked around with
really-
your shirt off, Brad, and then you would have been better received.
Yeah, right. No, but I still love driven leadership, and I can't wait to do some more work with them down the road. But
Amazing.
yeah. Any other advice on mindset you have before we wrap this up? It's a big
so
environment.
big.
The two things I wanted to conquer was the confidence thing, the failure reset, because I feel like those are two easy places to start.
They're the main things. It is so big. The real thing is to practice. You just got to practice mindfulness, right? And this is, kids struggle with this, right? Because they've got to sit still for 2 minutes, a minute, 30 seconds, whatever it is. But if you can actually get your kids to sit still, just quietly close their eyes and feel what's going on in the body and hear what's going on in the mind, and you start to kind of walk around and actually show them what that looks like, right? You're actually really helping your kid because no one talks about what emotions really are. No one talks about what's going on in the mind. So many kids walk around thinking they're never good enough. Mm-hmm. Because as parents, right, we've had years of experience and we've had years of work. So in the main, we've got, a house, a car, and, we can talk to people and we can communicate and all of that good stuff. These kids see us and they're like, I'll never get there. Right? We're where we are today, and we forget what it was like to be a teenager, right? With this inner critic in their head telling them they're not good enough, and us saying, why aren't you doing more? Right? And then suddenly they're like, I feel so bad. Right? And so the curse of knowledge, that's what I was thinking of. We've got this curse of knowledge. We know what it's like to live a life. Teenagers don't.
Yeah.
And then we look at them and go, how did you not know that? Well, did you know that when you were 15?
Well, I'm not even going to say it's teenagers. I'm experiencing this, with my young adult children. Yeah. I mean, it's much different. Brad and I always talk about it was great growing up in the 80s. And, and just now it's so different.
Yeah.
And there is a lot that we cannot relate to.
Well, I can't even imagine the psychological warfare these kids live with.
Yes.
With all the social media.
Yes.
It's so different.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I'd say that. When I grew up in the 80s, I grew up knowing what was going on in my village in England and maybe 1 or 2 towns around, right? Yeah. That's it. That was my sphere of influence and knowledge was that big. Now, these kids are walking around with the sphere of influence and knowledge from around the world.
Right.
They're picking the phone up and now comparing themselves with someone halfway across the world. Why aren't I that good?
Yeah.
And so it's social media is not all bad, not knocking it at all, but man, it does have an impact on these kids' lives. The warfare that they're going through is insane.
I agree.
And so as parents and as adults, we've got to normalize a lot of this, right? One of my first questions when I see a kid and I'll look up and it's in their face, it's in their eyes, and I'm like, what's that telling me? What's that fear telling me? What's the tears telling me? What's that hunched over look telling me? What's the story going on inside?
Yeah.
And then they don't want to share, and then they do, and I'm like, yeah, I get it. I would feel that way too.
Yeah.
Normalize it. Don't push it away. Don't fight it. Normalize everything that's going on, because it is flipping normal. We're human.
Yeah.
And if you're not hearing voices in your head, then you're either an alien or a superpower man, right?
Yeah.
Superhuman.
Yes.
Right.
What did you say? The average person has like 80,000 thoughts a day, and
something like 70 to 80,000 thoughts a day.
And like
80% of them are negative.
Yeah. It's a full-on war in the head.
Right?
Yeah.
But you understand why?
Yeah.
Because the negative thoughts keeps us alive.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, it's
That's
safety.
what it is. Yeah.
From the wildebeest.
Right. So it's, again, how do we normalize that with kids?
Yeah.
And if we can start doing that, the mindset game will become easier.
Yeah. I mean, I know with like my son, I'm constantly trying to get him to share his feelings. I'm fine. I'm like, that's not a word we use.
Yeah.
Like, put a description to it. Like, okay, well, describe fine. Like, how are you feeling?
Yeah.
Because you don't look fine on your face.
Yeah. So instead of asking him how he's feeling, right, because he's just going to say fine, actually give it a description. What is that? What's that look? What's that? If it had a voice, what would it say?
Oh, I like that.
If that look had a voice, what would it say? Where is the sensation in your body? Because an emotion is just a sensation. So an emotion shows up somewhere in the body. Can you pinpoint it? Yeah, it's in my chest. And if it had a voice, what would it say? Right. And then if they're still not there, you could kind of humorize it. So if it sounded like Homer Simpson, what would it say? If it was a singing voice, what would it sing like? Right, that type of stuff. If it was a shape, what would the shape be? A color.
Yeah.
Then you start to get them to talk about, because they can't put words. How are you feeling? Oh, no, I'm fine. Right, because they don't know what that feeling is.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a sensation going on there. Where is it in your body? It's in my chest. Okay, and if it had a voice, what would it say? I'm scared. Brilliant. So you're actually experiencing fear or anxiety. That's the emotion, and the sensation is here and there, and that's how you feel it.
I love that.
Yeah. And humans, we are terrible at this.
Yeah.
We are terrible at this. When someone says, how you doing? Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah.
When inwardly there's this battle of,
every now and then you ask someone and then they say, well, blah, 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 and you look terrified because it was just a general question.
I don't want to know that.
When anyone asks me, I say, I'm upright.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Because I hate saying I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm upright.
Yeah.
Which is good enough.
Yep.
Awesome, Tony. Well, hey, man, we got to cut this off. We're out of time. It always goes so fast.
I know.
Thank you for coming.
No, thank you for having me here. This was so much fun.
Yeah, sharing your knowledge, and it's always good to see you.
Yeah.
And we'll link how people can get a hold of him.
Yes.
And
do you want to share
the social
where people
media
can find you?
that we can follow?
Social media is my personal best coaching. Find me on Instagram and LinkedIn. And my website is mpbcoaching.com. MPB Coaching. Yeah.
My personal best.
Yep.
Love it.
Yeah.
Thank you for being
Awesome. Thanks
Thank you.
again, Tony.
And thank
Thank
you
you.
for my first time in a studio.
I
Oh
know,
my
it
gosh,
feels so official.
we're so honored.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Is there cocktails next?
Yeah.
Yeah, great.
That's Brad.
Yeah, I wish.
Yeah, thank you.